we go. Finally, we did it. We're live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kinetic Impressions Movie News Live. Today's going to be a little different. I want to let the audience know that this live version of this is going to be a clip out, right? So what that means is every time we finish a news article, we're going to be ending it as if we're going to clip the video out so that we can clip it out on our YouTube channel. Thank you very much for watching and or listening. Today, we're going to cover some really exciting topics. First up, Tessa Thompson creates a production company that has gained a first look deal with HBO. And then also Tim Allen has stated that there is a script and he says that it's fabulous for Galaxy Quest 2. And then David O. Russell is assembling a new movie that has a spectacular cast. And then also ending this off with some good news, Cinemark has received an upgrade for its stock, because confidence in the exhibitor space has grown. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to start this thing just like a clip out. So we're going to reintroduce every single topic and basically do this 4 times. It's going to feel like Groundhog Day. So we're going to do this reintroduction again. We're going to introduce Tessa Thompson. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kinetic Impressions Movie News. I'm Arnie.
I'm Andy.
And today we're going to be talking about Tessa Thompson. Reported from Slash Film and Deadline. Tessa Thompson has created a production company named, it was a little difficult for me to get the name of this, but I believe it is Viva Maude?
Yeah,
Viva Maude?
No, it's Maude. I looked it up, the pronunciation. I think it's a French. Yeah, it's a little French.
Okay. All right, she says, quote, "I am beyond thrilled to officially launch my production company, Viva Maude, which has been a real passion project and labor of love over the last few years. I wanted to begin this partnership and bring entertaining and impactful television projects to my friends and collaborators at HBO and HBO Max. Together, we are committed to developing interesting and inclusive stories with innovative creators and to discover new voices and visionaries." So I think, Drew, I want to harken back to the last time we talked about Tessa Thompson in a project, to Creed 3, because this has a lot of echoes to the fact that, like, it turns out Michael B. Jordan is probably going to be directing Creed 3. And we were in that like news, we were talking about how, like, I would really love for Michael B. Jordan to, like, knock it out of the park and then eventually get, like, carte blanche on projects so that he can actually bring his voice to stuff as well. I'm looking at Tessa Thompson's IMDb right now. She has also been involved in the movie industry for a long time. I mean, she has producing credits, she has writing credits. I mean, all up and down. And you know what? At this point, I really want to see what she does. And I think this is a really good thing for Hollywood, man. Just bring in more inclusive stories, give more people of color the reins to the kingdom and let them do things. What do you think about this news, my man?
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. It's going to be really inclusive. I love it. I mean, you know, stuff that she's done in the past is things like Creed, Thor Ragnarok, Dear White People, and then the awful Men in Black. I'd like to forget that Men in Black existed, but whatever.
Right. So, I didn't hate it personally.
Yeah, and Sylvie's Love, and we know her from Westworld. I think she was great in Westworld. But yeah, I think this is going to be really interesting. They're starting off with 2 really solid projects as well. You know, HBO's not going to. I always say this, like, their producers aren't going to let them fail. I really like this sci-fi. Excuse me. I really like this sci-fi book that she's doing, Who Fears Death. They're getting George R.R. Martin. Is that the guy's name?
Yep.
Okay,
yep,
cool.
George R.R. Martin from Game of Thrones fame.
Yeah, they're getting him to produce this they're getting George R.R. Martin to produce this book series, or is it going to be a series or movie? I believe it's a movie. And I think that's already a home run. I mean,
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I'm really, really interested to see how this project kind of goes into fruition. It's fascinating to me the kind of things that they're bringing up. Like this is totally like I would never have pegged Tessa Thompson as somebody who would be involved in some kind of project like this. But I totally love that it's like a George R. R. Martin with a Tessa Thompson coming together to bring an HBO project to fruition. That just together all just like screams to me new, innovative, and just totally exciting, man. I think neither of us want anything to ever fail, right? We
Right.
always want things to do well. We want creators to make good things, and I hope the best for both of these people in bringing these projects to fruition. I gotta say, man, this also to me harkens to the fact that, like, yes, 2020 was a difficult year for the movie industry, but with the content coming out of the streaming wars happening right now, there is going to be a breath of things coming out of the left field and a breath of stuff that's going to be created in the future. Like to me, this like signals that content creation is going to like far exceed anything that's happened in the last 10 years because of all these streaming platforms. What do you think, man? What are the things that you are excited about in all of this, right? Because like we're basically seeing, like I feel like I'm gonna be able to write a movie one day and have it be shown on some kind of thing, you know?
Like things in movies that like things that were produced back in the day, I would even say 10 years ago, they really had to have this cookie cutter formula. And I don't believe that's true anymore. I think
Mm,
content's getting edgier, content's getting more political. It's really about those real life situations now. Let's take just because I was just reading, it's kind of fresh in my mind. Who Fears Death? It turns out it is going to be a series. It's George R. R. Martin. The themes include some melancholy topics of human existence, sexism, rape, etc. It's
mm,
not. It's not going to be like this, happy storybook ending. And I think that's the reason why they really like this sci-fi thing to go in with George R. R. Martin, because that's what kind of Game of Thrones opened the door for. It
yeah.
opened the door for stuff to not be so glimmery and shiny. And we George R. R. Martin's we lost the main character. We lost the hero that we liked in the first 7 episodes of the series. So it's things like that that are going to really keep stuff moving and kind of like bring a fresh air into this whole media exchange, like. And I'd be happy to see one of your movies in the future, you know what I mean, like.
I mean, there's gonna be so many content creation platforms out there that like I saw this meme the other day on one of the websites where it was just like this guy looking at the news that Netflix just said they were gonna release like something like 60 movies in 2021, and he was like, "Oh, gotta make that movie because it's gonna definitely get made somewhere."
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like this is definitely like I think we're entering into this like new golden age of just like blisteringly fast content creation just because of all these avenues of exhibition essentially. I really and like I like what you said about like the subversion of the regular storylines that George R. R. Martin is definitely known for, because you're right. The like one of the biggest reasons that Game of Thrones was so good is because it subverted your expectations, because it literally took the regular mythos and the regular stories that we were all used to and just completely broke the expectations of those.
Oh, and I think we're really gonna love. I mean, I think HBO really tries to come out with some sort of sci-fi content that everyone's gonna get behind every decade. I think that's like their main goal now. Is, once Game of Thrones leaves, okay, we have Westworld to tie us in, we have Watchmen to tie us, for another little bit, and I think they want to still keep going. I think they still, it's obviously with is it Dance with Wolves
Yeah, man. Yeah.
and shows like this that they're gonna want to stay in this sci-fi game. So I'm really excited about this. I think Tessa Thompson picks really good projects. She obviously, she obviously picks and chooses stuff that's gonna portray her well. And she's been a hero. She's been like, if she's not the hero, she's the anti-hero people love. And I really like the stuff she chooses. So I'm proud of her for getting some side biz, getting that hustle on.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be exciting.
Man, yeah, absolutely. I'm super excited for her and her success. And she's pretty young. I think she's got a whole career ahead of her. And look, even if she brings up some duds, it doesn't matter to me. I'm glad that inclusionary things are starting to happen in the industry. It sucks that 2020 was the year that it was, and it took all of that to really kind of bring these decisions to the forefront. But at the end of the day, this is definitely forward movement in an industry that just desperately needed some diversity into it. And bringing diversity of thought into this industry is going to make, is going to make the world itself more inclusionary, right? Because that to me is the biggest thing that movies, film, television show, all of these mediums can really deliver, right? Stories, not just about people of different backgrounds, but people telling the stories of different backgrounds and being involved in those stories, be it in front of the camera or behind the camera. And I'm just so happy that you and I are seeming to be like witnessing basically the complete 180 and diversification of the Hollywood, elite system of creating content.
We're witnessing evolution, and that's always
Yes.
nice. That's always nice for us.
Absolutely. I wish Tessa Thompson all the best. I think she's gonna do some really amazing things in the future. Like, she's super young and she's super been involved in the movie industry and the entertainment industry for a long time. So I have confidence that she's definitely gonna give us some amazing stories. Yeah, man. I think we did that. I think we did it, man. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching Kinetic Impressions Movie News. Please like, subscribe, give us a comment. Please let us know what you think how Tessa Thompson's going to do, or what kind of things that you think she would do, or what kind of things you want her to do as well. Definitely, if you want to listen to us, please subscribe to us on our podcast feed as Kinetic Impressions. And if you're listening to us on that, please also subscribe to us on YouTube for our on Kinetic Impressions. And then I also have a little solo project called Arnie Diaz Show on every podcasting platform known to man. Drew, what do we always say?
Go watch a movie.
Go watch a movie. All right. That's it for that bad boy. Let's move on to the next topic. Let me just set this up. That's good, man. Let's see where we're going. I think I put... All right, let's go to Galaxy Quest. Galaxy Quest. Love that movie. Isn't it good?
A cast ahead of its time.
Dude, yes, absolutely. Let me just get my notes here. Let me make sure I got my notes here. I know I had it here. Yes, beautiful. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kinetic Impressions of Movie News. I'm Arnie.
I'm Andy.
And today we're going to be talking about Galaxy Quest. So, from a report out of Slash Film, Tim Allen, in an interview, stated, quote, "I haven't reached out to anybody in the last week, but we talk about it all the time," Allen said, speaking about the Galaxy Quest 2 script. "This is currently a little flicker of a torch that we could reboot it with or without giving Alan Rickman in the script itself." And he goes on to state that Galaxy Quest family could step in an idea where they actually allow one of Alan Rickman's family members to come in and possibly continue the script. Bro, I don't know if you remember Galaxy Quest when it came out, but I saw it in the movies as a kid when with me and my dad used to go every weekend, dude, and I instantly loved that movie. It was so charming and well done that even back then I was like, damn, this is really good. It also introduced us to Justin Long, the first movie Justin Long was in. And it was the first time that I actually saw Tim Allen as a decent actor. His performance was really good in that movie. Obviously, Alan Rickman's passing away is definitely kind of sucks because he was a really integral part of that story. But my man, what do you think, man? Do you want to see a Galaxy Quest 2?
Oh, I've been excited about this since I thought they talked about it originally they were talking about it being a TV series, and I thought with all the stuff coming to Netflix and everything. And this was like originally back in 2015. And I think they scrapped it again with Alan Rickman's death. And it's really sad because, yeah, you're right. Alan Rickman was a vital part of it. He really was that. He was that kind of like dorky twang that was kind of the anger guy. He was the Spock. He was the Spock of Star Trek.
Yes.
And you kind of need the Spock. I think everybody would agree on that. But no, like this is an all-star cast, complete all-star cast ahead of its time. I mean, to see people like Sigourney Weaver, Alan Rickman, Tim Allen in just a hilarious comedy and like just kind of working off each other so great. And then even the Tommy, I can't think of his name, Shallow. Sam, I'm just thinking like Sam Rockwell, Daryl Mitchell, like they were all hilarious. I'm just thinking of the what's the guy, the monk guy?
Oh, Tony Shalhoub.
Shalhoub, yeah, thank you.
Tony Shalhoub, yeah. Dude, that was like the first time I ever really saw him in a big movie too. Like I think he was a character actor in the background, but he fucking killed it, man.
Was it Rainn Wilson in this? Like
Rainn Wilson? I'm not sure.
Rainn Wilson was one of the aliens in this.
Oh my God, you're right. He was one of the aliens. I remember that when he was in human form. Yeah. You're right, dude. This definitely had
it's way ahead of its time.
Yeah, this cast was spectacular. And it really worked because this movie is actually a really good character piece, and each individual actor really brought everything they could to it, and it just elevated the entire thing. Jamie Lee Curtis was the shit, and this was also one of the first times that I ever saw a movie about like archetypes in like any kind of storytelling, and when they actually subverted the archetypes and just like presented to you in kind of a fourth wall breaky way about the archetypes. Like I remember the scene where Sigourney Weaver is like, it's like I copy the computer. That's what I do. That's my role. You know what I mean? It was such a smart script, such a really well directed, such really well acted. It's just such a seminal movie in nerd culture, and like and the script itself was so satisfying. I'm actually kind of giddy to watch this movie again. We should do a review for this one day.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, just because you talk about that, like I just thought it's such a staple for like we wouldn't have things now. We wouldn't have that like not serious space movie anymore, and that's really hit hard in 2019. Yeah. Like people were going full force with it, with the I mean, just with Trump's space cadet thing alone. But
oh my God, yeah.
But I'm talking about Steve Carell's project on Netflix and Hugh Laurie's project on HBO, Avenue 5. I personally like Avenue 5. It's hilarious. So there's just so many things of like making fun of things that could go wrong in space, and Galaxy Quest really started that.
Yeah, and I really think that if we kind of speculate into what kind of this movie could be, I think with the times that we're in now and with like Space Force being a thing, I mean, I feel like we're going to reach, I think because of the climate of the world we're in right now, I think it's going to be difficult for movies going forward, at least in the next couple of years, to not be a little topical. Like I feel like if you saw that like Captain America was trending because apparently he was going to come back to play because Chris Evans was going to come back, but he really wasn't. He actually like went on Twitter and said that. But I feel like that was just birthed out of just a need for people to like see stories that are like
that was false. That was fake news.
Yeah, he came out and said that it was fake. I was gonna talk about it, but he did came out and said that was just fake, guys. Like news to me and stuff like that. Which honestly, he could be walking it back. He could just be lying for the sake of contract. But I feel like Galaxy Quest movie. Written in the right way, if you actually like bring in the Space Force and what's happening in our world right now in a comedic tent, could be really cool. At least this is the kind of movie I want to see from a Galaxy Quest, right? And I think we haven't really seen a good comedy that is so like outlandishly crazy, but at the same time really like grounded. And as I'm talking about this, I'm thinking about Guardians of the Galaxy. That's really like I feel like Galaxy Quest. Like that. Yeah, I feel like you don't get Guardians of the Galaxy unless you get Galaxy Quest, you know?
Well,
Like,
we haven't seen one in a while. I think that's what we really need right now. And there's stuff that comes out like that, and the once in a blue moon. And the last thing we got was kind of that, like just kind of mentioning Thor Ragnarok. Thor Ragnarok was really funny, really fun like that. And then it's all about that team coming back and remaking this. And I I'm giddy just talking about Galaxy
yeah,
Quest.
I know.
I'm
Like,
really
like
excited.
absolutely, the possibilities are truly endless, right? Yeah, to be able to see a new Galaxy Quest movie with the like prowess and power of like new like special effects technology, and like having it be a bigger movie. And this movie's big. Like, it didn't do well in theaters, but it did really, really well in DVD, which is why they're even talking about a sequel. So to me, harkens like they're definitely going to get a bigger budget for it. And as long as the strip is good and everyone comes back, like, I'm pretty sure Tim Allen's been talking about this for a while. And you're right. There's definitely been inklings of it coming back because it has done very well after its release, and people still go back and watch this movie.
And I remember originally when Amazon picked up the project, they were going to get the original director and co-writer.
Oh my God, you're right. You're right. I do remember hearing about that. This was like maybe 2 years ago, I think. I think maybe pre-pandemic, and I think maybe the pandemic may have done something for that, if I'm trying to recall that. But that does make sense. Bringing it back as a series would be cool too. I definitely want to see a big movie though. Big tentpole, fat movie.
Because when they were talking about series, they were talking about like some kind of based on the alien life form that they meet in there, and how that would be really funny as a tangent. No, I want to see a movie with these characters. I want to see Tim Allen back. I want to see all that kind of try to come back. Even if it's like, even if it was scrapped and it was just Tim Allen with like a new team, you know, but with some cameos here and there, I think that would be great. But we'd all love to see the whole team.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Absolutely. Such a fun. And now before we kind of close out this, I do want to kind of bring up one little thing that came to my head right now. So like part of that movie, and part of the reason it was so like good, the script was so solid, was the fact that those alien creatures believed everything they saw coming out of like our televisions, right? And so they created this whole fantasy world and like created the ship and everything because they thought it was real, and they thought that these actors were really part of some space federation. I feel like there's definitely something we can do with that, and like also with like the current topical things that are happening in the world, where a lot of people are starting to believe things that are coming from the television and things like that. Anyway, it's just such an interesting thing. Like, there's so much that can be done with this, and I fucking hope that it gets made. I hope it's good, but I do want it to be a movie for sure. Big budget movie where everybody comes back, man. Absolutely. All right, I think we did it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching Kinetic Impressions Movie News. Please like, subscribe. Please comment as well. Let us know what you would like to see in the next Galaxy Quest movie. Absolutely. Please also, if you're watching us, please go ahead and subscribe to us on Kinetic Impressions on all the podcasting platforms. And I also have a podcast called The Arnie Dia Show on everything. Thank you so much. Drew, what do we always say?
Go fucking watch a movie.
Let's go fucking watch a movie. Thanks, guys. All right, let's move on to the next one. We're going to talk about David O. Russell. My man, I'm excited about this, man. This thing looks crazy. Looks absolutely crazy. I'm going to pull up David O. Russell's IMDb real quick. All right. All right. Cute. All right. Good. Okay. Ready to rock, my man? Right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kinetic Impressions Movie News. I'm Arnie.
I'm Andy.
And today we're going to be talking about David O. Russell. Now, David O. Russell, according to Deadline, has been assembling a cast, a very spectacular cast, as it seems, for his next project. I'm going to read off just a few of the names that are associated with this new project. We have Christian Bale, Margot Robbie, John David Washington, Rami Malek, Zoe Saldana, Robert De Niro, Mike Myers, Timothy Olyphant, Michael Shannon, Chris Rock, Anya Taylor-Joy, and a bunch of other names. But like, oh my goodness, man. I gotta ask you, Drew, what is your favorite David O. Russell movie? If you can, if
Ooh,
you can come one off your head, my man. I know there's a lot. I
ooh. I
know there's
mean,
a lot.
like, I'm gonna have to say The Fighter. The Fighter is one of the best ones.
Oh, so good.
It just really is. It's the one I think that personally broke him from the norm of everything, and obviously he really didn't stop after Silver Linings. So Silver Linings and The Fighter are pretty close. But I mean, has he done a bad movie? I mean,
I think no. Even Joy, which I think is probably his worst at the moment that I've seen in the last couple of years, was still really good. His writing is so like Aaron Sorkin in that he is like a guy who is just able to write character and nuance and finesse into just every project to where it is just infinitely entertaining, and you just always feel for his characters.
and low key, I just want to say, Three Nights is one of his low key best films that I really enjoy. It's older, but it was like such a good story. It was like just a crazy ahead of its time in like that. Like if that war movie had came out 10 years later,
Yeah.
I think everybody would have gone and watched it with such a cast like George Clooney, Mark Wahlberg, and Ice Cube as
Yes.
three leading men. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, and I you know when so like I want to say that my favorite is it's definitely Silver Linings Playbook, just because of the things that he deals with in that movie are just so, they're so like things that are never written about in movies at all. You know, dealing with mental illness and somebody trying to get out of it, and the characters are so good. I have to say, The Fighter is so good too. It's so hard to pick my favorite one. The
Well,
Fighter is so good.
it's for the same reasons, right? Because
Yeah.
like you don't ever hear them talk about like drug addiction and then like just how it relates to the family, and then the boxing aspect of it was really good. I don't know. It was
It was so real and good, and the characters were just the characters lifted themselves off of the screen. I want to say that I Heart Huckabees, which was the very first movie that I
yeah.
remember watching and realize, and like before I watched it, knew it was a David O. Russell movie. I had watched Three Kings before for sure, but I was like with my dad, and that's, you know, like that movie is, you know, it's kind of it's definitely not a paint by number studio flick, but it definitely has a little bit more of a regular feel of a movie. I Heart Huckabees is so out there, and it deals with such an existential thing that when I first watched it, like it kind of opened up my mind a little bit about like life and how things work and like existence and things like that, you know? And like I just like I love his films. They're super good. This cast is unreal. Absolutely unreal. I don't think I have ever, like, there's a couple combinations here of people that I don't think I've ever seen in a movie before together. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I've ever seen a Michael Shannon with a Mike Myers, you know, or a Chris. I don't think I've ever seen Chris Rock and Tiffany Oliphant ever in a movie. I mean, this is huge. There really isn't any details on what kind of movie this is, but like I gotta say, this is like this is like I believe there probably isn't any, like there isn't really another like movie director that can probably assemble a cast like this. I mean, I got like in the back of my head, I'm thinking about like the contract must be insane,
Right. Well,
right? The negotiations for this.
he really has picked and chosen like to work with a very specific crew of people. Like he always, he really likes Bradley Cooper. He's obviously worked 3 times with Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah,
He really likes and then Christian Bale, of course. So he's had 3 or 4 projects with those guys, and he really knows how to assemble them. Like
yeah.
that's one thing that like he knows how to work 3 stars into a movie
Mhm.
and it not feel like too much. So I mean, like, I don't know if he is going to be like a Cohen or a Wes Anderson style flick where, like they just pop out of nowhere the whole time. And then Wes Anderson, counting all the superstars in Wes Anderson films is like, is one of the fun things about going to see a Wes Anderson film.
Oh, for sure, man. Like talking about the story, it kind of really like keys me into the fact that David O. Russell is like, he's almost one of the only true complete filmmakers. He can write and direct, and produce incredible projects that just come together. And like when I think about his films, the one biggest thing that comes to mind is the fact that he just really is a good actor's director. You know what I mean? Like all of his movies have like really, really incredible, really dialed in and nuanced performances from all of the above actors. And like I think in a lot of ways, David O. Russell might be probably one of the best complete filmmakers working today, and maybe even ever, right?
That's a lot.
Like, I know, but like, it just like, I'm looking at his filmography and I'm looking at the talent that he's always assembled and the projects that he's done. And, he basically like at present right now has basically only directed things that he's written, right? And like, I like movies like there's definitely a lot of movies from filmmakers that we watched that are writer directors where you can tell that maybe it would have been better if they hadn't written it, but I have the utmost confidence with David O. Russell and his projects, and I believe that he just understands them and can bring them to the screen in the perfect way.
Did you see that he has a producing credit for Anchorman?
Really? Oh my God, you're right. He's the executive producer. Wow, what is that about?
I don't know. I just thought that's like hilarious because it's not anywhere else in there. Obviously, we were just mentioning that like he's really only produced stuff that he's written and directed, or directed stuff that he's written. But yeah. I just couldn't. I saw that like produce thing, and I was like, oh, the Legend of Ron Burgundy.
Yeah, that's. I mean, the guy. Like I like his movies. Like when you think of David O. Russell films, they're definitely they have like a real seriousness to them. They're really based in reality in a lot of ways, but they're also very like humorous. Like he's able to really balance, and a lot of his movies are really kind of comedic and serious.
He's now known to be basically if he creates a project, like I guarantee you this Untitled project with all these actors, it's going to be a well nominated film. It's gonna have a lot of nominations because that's what he does now. That's who he is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've never seen anybody regress back this fast. But I mean, I don't even particularly think that Joy was all that great. I think it was a good film, but I didn't think it was that great. But between having The Fighter, Silver Linings, American Hustle, and Joy all come out almost like year after year after year, it's been warranted. Like he's been needing another project. So I'm excited that he has this full cast ready to play at his fingertips, and I hope he gets back into award season because I think that's what we've been missing.
Yeah, for sure. And the prolificness of David O. Russell is something to be admired. He's almost like a Stephen King, just able to just like come out with ideas after ideas and then be fleshed out and good. And I am super excited for this cast. It just looks elite. And this is probably going to be one of my most anticipated films for whatever it comes out, for sure. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we did it. Thank you so much for watching Kinetic Impressions Movie News. Please like, share, subscribe, definitely comment. What do you think this project is going to be about? What are your favorite David Russell movies or David Russell moments or characters? Things like that. Also, please subscribe to us on our podcast feed, Kinetic Impressions. And I also have a project called The Arnadia Show on all podcasting platforms as well. Drew, what do we always say?
Go watch a damn movie.
Go watch a damn movie. All right. Let's wrap this baby up with one last news story. Something a little bit on the brighter side, for sure. All right.
Hey, I was wondering, did we mention Rami Malek in that article?
Oh my God, you're right. I didn't. There were so many.
No, but
I think
was it even? No, I'm asking, was it even mentioned in the article?
I think so because my notes I copied directly from the article.
Oh God, I didn't even see that. Kristen Bale, Margot Robbie, John David Washington. John David Washington is down there because he's not A-list celebrity yet, but damn, he's
Yeah, there he is right there next to
him and
also.
Remy Malek. Sorry, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean this is bro, bro, this is insane. Just to wrangle all those stars together, bro. It's gonna be.
No, how many trailers? Think about the extra trailers.
you can't fit all those people in the trailer, bro. You're not. I don't know if you can, unless like what's.
I know. I just meant I assume stars have bigger and better trailers than other people. Like maybe a B-list star like splits a trailer, like they get a two in one trailer kind of type thing. But like these stars, they probably have like.
Did you ever see the area photo of the Avengers, the Avengers Endgame or like Avengers Infinity War production? They showed an aerial photo of all of the trailers, and it was like 15 trailers all. That was literally a news story. They're like, look at this area photo of all these A-list star trailers at this production house. It was nuts. All right, let me get this going. Okay, good to go. All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry.
It's all good. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kinetic Impressions Movie News. I'm Arnie.
I'm Andy.
And today we're going to be talking about Cinemark. Now, definitely we've been talking about the exhibitors and the movie industry and as a whole, and we've been saying a lot of really bad things have been coming out of this pandemic for movie exhibitors. But today's kind of a glimmer of good news via an article that was released by Deadline. I'm going to quote here from the article. Cinemark shares gained 1% to close at $19.11, their highest level since last June, after a vote of confidence from a veteran exhibition analyst named Eric Wold. Is it Wold? I think it's WOLD. So Wald, Eric Wold, right?
Yep.
He moved. So he has moved the Cinemark stock from buy to neutral, which is definitely like not like moving heaven and earth, but this is a signal to the industry that they definitely feel, at least analysts definitely feel, that the movie industry will bounce back. And I think it's pretty big news now that we all know that vaccines are coming and they are rolling out. And they're definitely already going into people's arms. My mother actually was vaccinated on Thursday here in the Dallas area. Yeah, she has diabetes. So she qualifies to be in that group right now. She's not over 75, which I think is also that. But this is good news, man. In a year we have definitely talked about the industry and all the things and the hardships that have been going on. It's definitely nice to see that exhibitioners are seeing a ray of light here, for sure. And I think a lot of it also comes. I think part of this decision from this analyst comes from the success of Wonder Woman. Like that movie definitely, it made worldwide $100 million, right? And we haven't been privy, and apparently it was also like one of the best watched movies on HBO Max. But it did make money international. That number is not America only. That is a worldwide. Right now, like a lot of markets outside of the U.S. are actually, they're still showing movies out there. There are some parts of the planet that definitely deal with the pandemic better than we did.
Well, I know people in Texas who, when I was talking about just Wonder Woman and just chatting with other people about it, they're like, some people went to go see it in a movie theater, which is not a risk I would want to take right now, but to each their own. But like, there's people there's people who something like Wonder Woman will still drive them out to go see in the theater, which I think that's a good sign. That's definitely a great sign.
No, for sure, man. Let me ask you, bro, what, so like they're reaching a deal for everything to go back into theaters. Like I personally, I'll say this, like I will definitely go out to the movie theaters when I have a vaccine in my arm. And this is just for me. I'm probably going to be okay with going out into the world after my first shot. There's also another vaccine coming out of that is currently in third stage trials that will require just one shot.
Right. Is it the Johnson and Johnson one? Is that the one that you're talking about?
I'm not sure, but I know that there's one coming.
Yeah,
Right?
and it's also doesn't have to be refrigerated at such low temps as well.
Yes. Yes.
So that's the other good sign.
For sure. For sure.
But anyway, like I think I don't know when. I think for sure I'll wait for a vaccine. If there's something good that I want to see, something like honestly, like if something came out that was Tenet like in the next 6 months, and cases were lowering a lot.
Yeah.
I would go see it in a movie theater. I'd venture to say I would go see it in a movie theater.
That's a good point.
But it's just stuff like I'm going to miss not seeing Tenet in a true movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
It was not enough to make me go see it, and I looked once. I looked once at tickets, and I was just like, okay, well, if movie theaters are practicing social distancing and all this stuff. And then I looked up because on AMC's app you can see what seat you get, and it was still very congested. I do not want to be especially in a room with very few exits to the main corridor, not outdoors or anything, but I do not want to be in close proximity with that many people just yet.
For sure.
But I'm excited about. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, it should also be stated that, with all of these vaccines, they do state that you may still be able to be a carrier and spread it. But with the vaccine, your body will not see the multitude of negative effects as if you didn't have the virus. So that definitely needs to be said for sure.
Right. I mean, this is just 1% though that we're talking about. Like Cinemark shares, I just want to say we're only talking about they gained 1%. I'm glad that the projections look good for movie theaters and stuff like that. I think they're quite in a big hole to begin with, and they need to future-proof themselves in case something like this were to ever happen again, because this whole pandemic has really shown us that something like this could happen, and we need to be prepared for it to happen again. Mm-hmm. It doesn't, hopefully the next thing that happens to us will be something like a West Nile virus or a swine flu, which was not as big to the economy, or it's just such a hurt, a pain and a loss to the economy as this one was. That being said, these corporations, and I will not, stick it to just the movie industry, but all entertainment industries and things like hospitality. I mean, flights and stuff like that. The airlines should not warrant getting bailed out every single time that this happens. So they need to come up with something that gives them some sort of a cushion, right? Every parent figure on a television has always told you, you need to have 6 months of rent in the bank, or I don't know.
No, for sure.
I'm kind of making it up. Just some kind of false fail-safe plan. And these corporations need to do it too. But I'm excited about Cinemark. Cinemark's going to start climbing.
Absolutely.
Are you going to buy stock in Cinemark?
I might. I don't know. I might. It's pretty cheap. it's a pretty.
Might go up.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, it's pretty like right now is if you ever look at the markets, like right now it's pretty good time to maybe hop on that bad boy. Maybe these in a couple years or so to definitely go up for sure. You definitely have to buy a bunch of
cool.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think it'd be really cool to own Warner Media and a Cinemark stock just because of what they've done.
For sure. I mean, yeah. No, you're totally right, man. And I kind of think about the last act that was passed through Congress, and that they did earmark some money for movie theaters and exhibitors, but they actually completely left out the big chains. So this is good news for Cinemark because they actually didn't get that much help from the last stimulus. I think they probably I think they're franchised, so they may be able to get some PPE money, but none of it was specifically earmarked for them for entertainment purposes.
Well, what's nice is that some of the sorry to interrupt, but just some of the independent franchise owners still got a piece of that. So if you own an AMC, if your family for some reason just owns an AMC in the middle of somewhere, like you still could have applied for that stuff.
For
Your
sure.
AMC would have been benefited by it, and your employees. And I think it was more for a cause for you as a small business to go after that stuff, not give money to the big corporation. I kind of like that.
Yeah, 100%. That definitely make that. I like that too. But just some help for these industries, because art is so important. And when you help art, you know who said something really interesting. I listened to NPR the other day, and it was Harold and Kumar. Who was Kumar? Cal Penn.
Yeah.
So Cal Penn was he was given a position in the Obama administration as some kind of art ambassador of some kind, and he explained that when you help the art, you're not only helping the art industry itself, you're helping the restaurants around the theaters, you're helping the transportation industry around where the actual art is being exhibited. You know, you are helping the overall economy when you help industries like this. I think it's important to keep these going, because the economy, you know, feeds people, and it's important to have that so that people can, you know, have a job and be able to live in this country. And it's definitely a very important part of our culture as well. Kind of to go back to kind of end this, I think the movie that I would definitely really want to go see in the theaters, Matrix 4.
Yeah.
I think Matrix 4 is definitely the one that'll get me to go out. And I think what we should do, if they are still offering us to actually buy out an entire theater, I'm going to get people together and we're going to watch Matrix 4. People we know. You know what I'm saying?
I would go. I'll go.
Yeah. As long as we got people together, we get a whole theater ourselves, and like we'll just watch that bad boy together, man. That's what I want to do. So, man.
And fun fact, I just want you to know, I think Cal Penn left the show, The West Wing, to go be in the Obama administration.
I did know that he actually
White
left
House
the entertainment
supervisor.
industry to do that, and he still kind of has a position in some places, to kind of do that. So yeah, really good for him, man.
I thought it was really cool that he left a show like The West Wing and Aaron Sorkin, you know, like Democratic Society, to go be part of the Democratic Society. I mean, like,
yeah, dude, I like him a lot. I think he's charming as hell.
Yeah.
All right, I think we did it, my man. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Kinetic Impressions movie news. Please like, subscribe, comment. Tell us what movie in the future you would want to actually venture out into the world and see. Pandemic slowing down, notwithstanding, and things like that.
Definitely. Or what you did see, maybe it was Souls. Maybe you went out to go see Souls in the movie theater.
Definitely, tell us about your experience out there in the world. Please definitely like, subscribe, but also if you're listening to us, please also subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is Kinetic Impressions. And also, if you're watching us, please subscribe to our podcasting channel. It is also Kinetic Impressions. I have a little side project called The Arnie Diaz Show, which is available everywhere as well. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. And Drew, what do we always like to say?
Go fucking watch a movie.
Go watch a movie. Beautiful. All right, we're going to